Today I want to talk about comparison and burning out in MLM. After 1 year, ladies and gentlemen, some people have burned out. Some people feel tired. Some people feel, oh, I've done enough. I think I cannot carry it on anymore. Today that's what I want to talk about. Today some people are saying, people left me. They are comparing themselves. But also, ladies and gentlemen, I want to take you through what personally has been my strength in business. Comparison has been my strength in business. Today, I want to talk about burning out. In the academy, I talked about hard work. I talked about hard work. But today, I'm also going to come and talk about burning out after hard work. How do we make sure that we continuously, we keep on working so hard, but we don't burn out? Some people wondering, in our previous business was, but you guys, I was still waking up for the morning sales. I was still training every day. I was still hamstring. How have you done it for the last 7 years? Ever since you joined, you have been consistent. Managing burning out. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, what's burning out by the way? They're saying that burning out or burnout in MLM is a state of emotional, mental, and physical exhaustion caused by prolonged, intense effort in the network marketing business without enough rest, balance, or fulfillment. Ladies and gentlemen, it often happens when distributors push hard. They push hard, but without a system or without a daily method of operation. Do you want to get a frustrated distributor? Get someone who is working. The day you get a down who says, me applying, I know what to do, I cannot be in the trainings. Me applying, I know what to do, I'm outside there working. Me applying, I'm working from home. Me applying, I know these things, I sit in a restaurant. Just know you have a distributor who's going to burn out in the shortest time possible. Why? There is no method of operation. There is no system they are attached to that even when they are tired, there is no replacement. When they get tired, there is no one to come in for them. Because in the hotels you are seated in, no downline of yours can copy that and spend the same money you are spending. Ladies and gentlemen, they chase unrealistic goals or work from pressure rather than purpose. They are under what? Under pressure. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes I was sharing with someone telling him that every person you see successful in your life or outside there, to you they might look lazy. To you they might look like they're not working hard. But there is something they are very good at. There is something that they are chasing. That you are going to wake up and say, I'm going to work hard and beat this person. But the question is, do you know what they are chasing in reality? Do you know what they are doing in reality to be where they are? Ladies and gentlemen, that's what burnout is about. But you know what? We are saying that. How do you avoid and manage burning out? Ladies and gentlemen, number one, work in focused blocks. Work in focused blocks. If you remember, those who are good in class, those who are always our best in class, or even if you're good in class, you remember that we used to work in what? In blocks of hours. For example, I say, e.g., do 90 minutes of intense activity, then take a break. For example, I say that identify hours, have a program. Working in focus blocks is actually having a what? A program. Knowing that I will do this, I change to another one, I change to another one, I change to another one. If you want to burn out, say I'll invite from morning to evening, you're going to burn out. But when you are changing activities, 1 hour you work, you're doing invitations, you go for a break, you come back, you are doing follow-up, you come back, it's a presentation, you come back, it's a mentorship session. You are not going to burn out. Many times, we burn out because we are overly doing only one activity. That's why, ladies and gentlemen, in schools, that most of you could be wondering, why is that we used to do different subjects or different course units at intervals? Because if you say that, read maybe finance from morning to lunch, it will break you down. It will break you down. If it is the same topic, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to feel bored, you are going to feel tired, and that's how burning out comes about. They talked about burning out is what? It's a mentality. When something gets boring, mentally, I get fed up of it. Not because I am tired, actually, in reality. Not because I cannot do it anymore, but it has bored me. Mentally, I switch off. When you switch me to another subject, when you switch me to another person, my energies are back again. That is working in blocks. And ladies and gentlemen, work in time blocks, separate prospecting, following up and training to avoid overloads. To avoid overload. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to program ourselves. In simple terms, we are saying, have a daily method of operation. Have a program. In the morning, what will I do? I will attend the morning cell. After the morning cell, what will I do? I'll go for the general training. After the general training, what will I do? I'll meet my team for 1 hour. After that meeting, what will I do? I'll break off and do what? I start following up on the people I invited for the presentation. And then after, ladies and gentlemen, go for lunch. Have a break. It's normal. It is normal. Your mind needs to relax. Do you know, let me be honest with you, do you know why Africans, and do you know why the hardest worker is never the richest? Most of the time, they think they are working, but actually they are not working at all. The mind is tired. How many of us have ever been working? You reach a point whereby you are still working, and after like 30 minutes, or after 1 hour, you start wondering, by the way, what have I been doing? Has it happened before? How many of us have ever been reading? You read the first pamphlet, you read actually the first script, read the second one, read the third one. On the fourth one, you ask yourself, by the way, what was script number 3? You were wasting time, you were not reading. Even as ladies and gentlemen, have that 30 minutes break, have that 1 hour break. It's not being lazy, it's not wasting time, it is refreshing your mind. It's refreshing your mind. Ladies and gentlemen, celebrate the small wins. Celebrate the small wins. When you invite people and they confirm they are coming, celebrate it. Tell your downline, you know what? Tell your upline, you know what happened? By the way, I have confirmed 6 people. I am not going to go and call other people. Have that break of celebration. What I'm simply saying is, don't go for celebration the whole day when you invite them in the morning. No. Have 30, 40 minutes of celebration. Take yourself for lunch. Go and buy yourself a soda. Move out of the building. Breathe in fresh air. Some of you are here from morning to evening, morning to evening. Guys, you're not a rat. Move out of the house. Move out of the building. Go pick some fresh air. Go buy some chocolate. Go buy some soda. Go buy some water. Come back. Your mind is going to be more fresh. Your body is going to have breathed in. How many of us have been here and the question is, but you are tired, you even you feel sleepy. Has it happened? You wear out. Ladies and gentlemen, we are not metals. Even when a metal is overused, it breaks down. We can also break down. And breaking down actually is what we call burning out. Build a duplicatable system. Share the load by empowering your team to take ownership. Ladies and gentlemen, do you know how you avoid also burning out? It's when you are in a transitioning business, transformative business, duplication business. Do you know why you burn out with a downline? It's when this downline remains in front of you on the mentorship chair for 1 month 2 months, 3 months, 4 months, 5 months, 6 months, and you talk about the same thing. You are going to burn out. You are not burning out because you as a person are tired. Mentally, you are tired of this person in front of you. Because you feel there's nothing more you can do for them. You feel there's nothing more you can teach them. How many of us have met at someone and the point teaches whereby you feel like, you know what, I've told you everything I know. And you don't have what to tell you. Go and do as you wish. How many of us have seen parents who have reached the point with the child and say, oh my God, and say, like, he's a Oba Sulayo, Oba Mukua. Even if you say they're in prison, they say, oh, he's in prison. It's okay, you come out. But then you go back again. They have reached that point. The moment you're not duplicating, the moment you are not replacing, the moment that chain of mentorship is always talking to the same person and about the same thing, you're going to burn out as an upline. And you as a downline, you also burn out the moment you don't actually fight, you don't put in an effort, you as a person, to become better. Altogether, ladies and gentlemen, invest in personal growth. Keep your mind fresh with learning and inspiration. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the challenge I have for the leaders and all of you uplines. You are training people. You are mentoring people. You who is mentoring you. A point which is where, ladies and gentlemen, your knowledge is done. Your information is exhausted. And you need to go and refresh it. You need a refresher course. You need a refresher course. You as uplines, you as the sponsors, you must go and do what? You must invest in yourself. You must go and learn something new. Because ladies and gentlemen, tomorrow, someone is going to come back again. Will you give them the same information all the time? Both of you are going to burn out at the same time. The moment you're not investing in your what? In your personal growth. Wake up in the morning, play that very good music, psych yourself up. Wake up in the morning, listen to motivational messages. Are you together? It's going to refresh in your what? Your mind. Someone's going to tell you what that's going to challenge you. Are we together? Every time, ladies and gentlemen, some of you have got this tendency of waiting for upline to first call you for you to go for what? For you to go and learn from these guys. No. Be the one to look for them. Be the one to go to them and ask them, upline, how do I do this? Upline, where can I change? Upline, how do I improve this? Otherwise, you are going to remain the same person flat. And the moment you're a flat distributor, you're a candidate of burning out anytime soon. Are we together? I want, ladies and gentlemen, the moment you do this, when your system is duplicable, you'll never get tired. Because every time you have new faces coming up, or every time you are handling different topics. Because, for example, you started with something, you were talking about inviting and presenting. After 3 months, you transition from that topic. You now go to what? Team building. You move from team building, you go to what? Maybe mentorship. Maybe you move from mentorship and go to what? Financial management. From financial management, you go to what? Maybe international business. But you are changing. It's the same person, but the topic keeps on changing. A parent doesn't get tired of a child who is growing. You only get tired of a child who is not growing. The same applies to the downline. The same applies to an upline. Ladies and gentlemen, follow a daily method of operation. Have a system and a routine you are following. Every single day, there must be something that you have on paper. Like this, it lays out clearly. What is your program? What is your routine? When you have a routine, when you have a program, you never burn out. Because everything is programmed. And ladies and gentlemen, another thing that brings up burning out is when you are mixing up activities. You remember, you want to invite, you want to follow up, you want to present, you want to call a downline, you want to call your parents, you want to do 10 things at the same time. You burn out. You are going to end when you have headache. You are going to leave when you're too tired, but when you've done nothing. But you've done nothing. Many distributors are burning out because, ladies and gentlemen, most of you, it is you are on Apple's scale. You don't have your own scale. I am a person who believes 100% in independence. I believe 100% in independence. Every downline of mine, you must be independent. You must have your program. You must have your goals. You must also be able to guide yourself and direct what? Yourself. Because after to reach a point whereby you also have people you are directing. Make them independent. Let them also go and direct other people. Are we together? But the moment you find that everyone is moving by your tune, ladies and gentlemen, then you are not doing duplication. You are not doing duplication. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at comparison. And today, I want to use Anita about comparison. I'll tell you why Anita. Ladies and gentlemen, comparison is when you measure your success directly against another person's results, often focusing on rank, income, or speed of growth, without considering differences in circumstances, skills, or time in business. Whereas, benchmarking is the structured process of measuring your activities, your performance, or results against a defined standard or best practices to identify ways to improve. Comparison and benchmarking are more or less the same. There is an audio, there is actually a video by, it was on the networking times, the GoPro. This Eric Cole, it was Eric Cole's platform of GoPro. Some of you have come across it. There's this lady who recorded a video about comparison is the thief of all joy. She said, ladies, our lashes are the same, the fake hair is the same. So and what? Ladies and gentlemen, this is the thing. Comparison can be a thief of all joy, but also comparison can actually become your strongest tool. It can be your strongest ally if you don't actually look at just mere comparison, but you look at benchmarking. Today, my emphasis is on what? Benchmarking. Ladies and gentlemen, you cannot avoid comparing. It's impossible. You cannot avoid looking at your neighbor's plate. Even if you're even children of the same mother and same father, you always be comparing. How much did they give you in pocket money? That is your brother, that's your sister. You're looking at what is the quality of the trouser they bought you. You are comparing, you want to see where is the love leaning towards. Is it leaning to my brother's side or am I the one being favored? It's part of life, altogether. Sometimes one tells your parents, you want to see, does your mother love you more or your father loves you more? Comparison is part of us, human nature. But today I want us to look at how do we use comparison in our favor? How do we use comparison as a tool to grow ourselves? Now that's where benchmarking comes in. The same, ladies and gentlemen, benchmarking and comparing in MLM can actually be useful if done the right way. It's not about competing to feel less than, but about using other people's results as a measuring stick and motivation. I told you I'm going to use Anita. In 2016 when I signed up, Anita she had become a silver executive. She was making $1 million every single week. And what used to hit me the most, she was saying, I am a university student, fresh from university. I am making the money. You know that is how you speak. Now, not the Anita of today, the Anita who was fresh from campus. Making $1 million every single week. Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nicholas has been following up with me for some time. Elias has been following up with me for some time. I come in this presentation. I see Anita. I saw very many testimonies. And the people I'm working with, most of you have told me this story. I saw Anita coming on stage saying I'm an SE, I am making $1 million every single week. I said, Nicholas, I want to compete with you. Elias, I want to compete with you. I know you are very hardworking. I know how crazy you can be. But for Anita, come rain, come shine. I must become an SE in 4 months. I must make the money like her. Now, ladies and gentlemen, most of us, you go bad mouthing. Most of us, when you see someone is better than you, you are waiting for them to come down and you laugh. You're waiting for them to come down to the normal levels where you are. And you do what? You say, I knew, I was waiting, I saw it. You can also choose to say, what is this person doing? Altogether, you can choose to say, what have they done that has actually gotten them up there? Altogether, you saw someone become the IPO of the year. Don't go and say, this lady, you wait, the sales are going to drop every time. Yeah, I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The I need to be money, we take it up to win. Go on, let's say, go on. That's what you're doing. What? That's what you're doing. Instead of saying, what is this person doing to grow? Today, I want, ladies and gentlemen, I want us to use comparison as a benchmark. And we are saying, these are quick tips to turn comparison into benchmark. What? I'm very fast. Sure. Okay. Just summarize the words. Benchmarking and comparison are all useful if used right. That's the what? That's the summary about it. Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to look at how do we take advantage of comparison and becomes our benchmark. It actually becomes a challenge to us to become better. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, this is why I'm saying that quick things to turn comparison into benchmarking. Number one, ask, what can I learn instead of why am I behind? Frame others' results as a case study or case studies, not verdicts on your worth. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at what is this person doing that I'm not doing. Instead of saying, ladies and gentlemen, why am I not like them? I came late. I did this. I am not good at this. You can choose to say, instead of saying, me, I'm not bad because of these reasons, you can say, what can I learn from this person? Who is better than me so that I can equally become good? I remember when I joined our previous business, Mr. Seruka, most of you know him, there's a guy called Maseruka, there's a guy called Seruka. These are the three people I used to benchmark. Every time I used to meet these guys, I used to go to Haruna. I was working from Mount Towers. I used to go to Haruna Towers to meet these guys and ask them only one question. When you were 1 month like me, how big was your business? What were you doing at that particular time? When I did 4 months, I go back to the same three guys. Man, after 4 months in business, because I knew, ladies and gentlemen, I cannot compare my time to their time. They are coming to 1 year, I'm just 3-4 months. I must respect, ladies and gentlemen, the first step to becoming a benchmark of the good people is accepting the efforts these people have put in. It is accepting the difference between you and them. Accept the time they have put in. Accept the books they have read. Accept the knowledge they have acquired. Accept the effort they have been putting in. I used to go to this gentleman and tell them, you know what? I know you are 1 year old in business. Man, I'm just 4 months. When you were 4 months, what were you doing at that particular time? Don't come to Hamson and say, Hamson, how much money are you making per month? I tell you, I'm going to make the same money like you. Wait for me, you are in trouble. Acknowledge my 1 year first. Accept that I'm 1 year and you're 1 month old. Are you together? Ask me, Hamson, 1 year ago, what were you doing? What did you do in your first month? What did you do in your first 2 months? What did you do in your first 4 months? Because that's where you are. When you are done with that phase, ladies and gentlemen, this is how you beat Hamson. Let me give you people how to beat us. Look at what I did when I was as old as you in business. How together? Do it times 10. Do it times 10. You are going to beat me. By the time you come to 1 year old in business, when you are also doing team building like me, you are not doing team building for 1,000 people. You are doing team building for 10,000 people because you did 10 times more than I did. Where I was inviting 10 people, go and invite 50 people. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, give them time. You are not doing better than me at inviting. Not because of time anymore, but because you did more of what I used to do than I did. That's how I did more. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, do you want to be better than maybe Madame Farida, our idol of the year? They say she made sales of 175 million. Don't wait for Farida sales to move from 175 to 100, and then you say, I told you I saw her. Go and do more than 175 million worth of sales. More than that. You can have the tallest building in the city. Either, there are two ways. Number one, you can demolish all the buildings in the city and you leave your 1-floor building as the tallest building. Because anyway, it's the only building standing. Or, you can say, which is the tallest building? How many floors? 30 floors. You go and put the building which is 33 floors. You still have the tallest building. Comparison and unhealthy competition is when you go and demolish the buildings to leave your 1-floor building as the tallest. Benchmarking is when, ladies and gentlemen, you look at the tallest building which is 30 floors and you make yours 33 floors. That's benchmarking for you. Number 2, contextualize. Understand the differences in market, experience, time invested, support systems before internalizing someone else's best. I want you to ask yourself, yes, Madam Andrea is top number 1. You also want to be top number 1. Ladies and gentlemen, go and ask yourself, look at the time she has put in. Look at the money she has invested going to northern Uganda. Someone came in and said, I am looking for the secret why this team is under explosion. Do you know the first thing? Look at how many times have you gone in your market for you? Are you together? Look at how much money for you have you invested in the business. Look at who are you supporting in the business. That's the first thing. That's the first thing. Ladies and gentlemen, things don't happen accidentally. I was telling people, ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get this thing out of your mind. Positioning, timing, out of your mind. Why? Do you think the top 20 people are the only people who started with the company? Do you think so? No. Not at all. There were thousands of people. I told you in my first month, I registered 783 people. Those are people who were present on launching day. Those who are present on launching day. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go and do what? Benchmark. I want you to go and ask yourself, where was I left behind? Which of these things are these people doing that I am not doing? Someone will come and say, but also, you have business in this country, and this country, and this country. How do you think I got it? I sponsored there. Have you sponsored there? Not yet. Have you gone there? Not yet. I'm not saying go. I'm simply saying, look at the effort you need to put in. Your business is not about movement. It's about get an area, focus on it, give it your best, invest in it, die for it. The only tip I've understood in business, for any market to work, whether Kampala or Jinja or Tanzania or Kenya or Rwanda or Mbale or Northern Uganda, is you select the market and say, I am dying with you. Come rain, come shine. I'm coming for you. Whether gods are coming in or not, you go. Whether the leaders are serious or not, you go. Are we together? Whether products are moving or not, you go. Are we together? If you choose to build business in Kampala, whether people are coming for the sale or not, you come. If you choose to do business in Kampala, whether people are invited or not, you come. You must show up for that market and you show it that you deserve it. You must show the market you've chosen that you deserve it. It won't come to you because you've said, I want you. No, you are going to pay a sacrifice. You're going to pay a price for that market. Whichever market it is. All you need to do is choose the market. Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, translate outcomes into behaviors. Translate outcomes into behaviors. Instead of chasing someone's income, reverse engineer what consistent activities likely produced that result. Are you together? Then adapt those to your style. Ladies and gentlemen, before you look at the money people have made, before you look at the steps these people have made, look at the behavior that they have been cultivating in their teams. Look at the behavior that they have been actually modeling in their businesses. Adapt it if it works for you. If it fits in your style, take it up. Are you together? If it does not fit in your style, also you go and identify a behavior to instill into your business or your team. But ladies and gentlemen, I want you to acknowledge the efforts people are putting in. I want you to acknowledge, ladies and gentlemen, yes, I want you to acknowledge the investment, acknowledge the time, acknowledge the money, acknowledge the sacrifices people are putting in. Are you together? I want you to look at a guy like Dennis Tumushina. Let's give him a very big round of applause. These guys, from day one, they have been going one way on the northern route, non-stop, with Mr. Opesen. Are you together? It is one way. Look at a guy like Amon. Amon, if you call Amon today, I don't know where he is. I only confirm where he is when I call him. Either he's in Fort, or he's in Kasese, or he's in Ibanda, or he's in Masaka, or he's in Mbarara, or I don't know wherever he is. But he has chosen, you know what? That Western holiday is mine. It's a choice he has made. Today is the last one. If they want to look at me, what can I do that is an equivalent of what this person is doing to get results, to get my team standing? Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, use your own past self as the benchmark. I am better than I was 30 or 60 or 90 days ago. Am I better than I was 30, 60, 90 days ago? Is the healthier comparison framework. Are you together? Now, ladies and gentlemen, us as people, let us also look at ourselves and evaluate ourselves. I doing business this time. Am I now better? Has my work ethic changed? Has my work hard changed? Has my commitment to business changed? Is it better or am I still the same? Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, the answers are here. The answers are where? They are here. How many of us have ever looked for your key when the key is in your pocket? You go under the chairs, you overturn the beds, you overturn everything in the house. If it was even possible to twist the house, you could even twist it into that key. But then to find the key is where? It's in the pocket or on the table. Because, ladies and gentlemen, some things are too simple that we think they don't work. That we think the answers must be hard all the time. How many of us remember in school when they give you, like, in an exam, they give you an exercise or they give you a number, a question in the exam, you think it must be hard. And then when you move out of the exam, you meet everyone in the compound excited. Wow! I don't know what this teacher was thinking about. How do you give us an example you gave us yesterday? You thought you had to crack your head. If you don't remember it was the example, you felt the teacher can't be foolish to give us an example he gave us yesterday. It's not possible. You were calculating, you got 2 as the answer. You said it cannot be 2. No way. It has to be like 10 or 1,000. Out here, ladies and gentlemen, it is something with us. We are looking for answers from all over. But you know, the easiest and actually the best answers are within us. You need to realize yourself. You need to ask yourself, am I getting better? When did I last make a phone call? Before you look at how much money so-and-so has made, before you look at the progress so-and-so has made, before you look at the other person, ask yourself, me as a person, evaluate yourself based on the system. When was I last in a training? When was I last in a meeting? When was I last in a power hour? When was I last doing a presentation? When was I last following up? When did I last do the last follow-up? When was I last excited about Okata? And the question is, what is my belief about Okata? Let me be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen. You are not going to make money from this thing. Like people call it, the thing. If you don't believe the thing bends. If you don't believe the thing actually is the answer to your problems, it will not answer your problems. I want you to always go and do that evaluation check on yourself, not other people. Go to other people if the answer is not within you. Go to other people to supplement on the answers you got from within you. But most of the answers are about us realizing, where have I become weak? Where have I lagged behind? Where have I not been performing? I want us to do a self-audit, ladies and gentlemen. For the last 1 year, there's a gentleman was asking, but man, you've been here for 1 full year. What have you done? In reality, what have you done? You as a person, you're saying the business has not worked out for you. What have you done to deserve the success from this business? What have you done? You are negative, you're not acting, and you are crying, you don't have money. I told you, actually, you think the first year was bad. Year number 2 will be here for you. Some of us answer me. You meet the prospect, you're not sure if the business works. How do you want them to get something yourself you don't believe in? How? You're saying so-and-so is making the money as you working as hard as them. Ladies and gentlemen, let us look at what are the benefits of benchmarking. What are the benefits of benchmarking? Why should you benchmark? Do the self-audit. But ladies and gentlemen, look at your neighbors. What are these guys doing? I remember I was asking Emery at a point, Emery, I see these guys of these companies making money, a lot of money. What are they doing? I'm benchmarking. I went to areas, I remember at the point when we started asking, man, what did you do in your first year? My interest is not after 7 years when he was rich. My interest was when he was beginning. How did he begin? I was benchmarking. Number 1, ladies and gentlemen, it shows you what's possible. When you benchmark, ladies and gentlemen, you are able to see what others have achieved. And this is going to help you to believe bigger. Are we together? Don't look at those checks as bad checks. Look at them as proof. Look at them as evidence. Look at them, ladies and gentlemen. This is what our script was talking about today. Ladies and gentlemen, all the news, all the all the screenshots taken, all the pictures uploaded in our chat groups out together, all, ladies and gentlemen, all those clips from MBS, from Bukede, are you using them? That is what that's proof. Out together. When you saw those checks, if you go to the platinum office and you see the office has now become small, don't look at those people when they say, you're not supposed to sit here. Don't feel bad about it. Go and work hard and say, I am coming for you. You're going to stand some of you. Why are you clapping? Ladies and gentlemen, guys, I want to come and I find when the seats are full. Then I go out. I want you to come, fight so hard. Let that office, let those checks people got as emeralds, as platinums, let them be actually belief builders to you. Let them be confidence boosters to you in your business. Ladies and gentlemen, real examples give you proof that the business model works. Ladies and gentlemen, some of you saw 9 stars, 5 stars, 4 stars. That is evidence enough that the business does what? It works. That's the bit about benchmarking. Ladies and gentlemen, it makes your goals and dreams valid. It makes your goals and dreams valid. When you are setting smart goals, one of the letters, which is S, stands for what? Achievable. Not so? Achievable or attainable. Not so? And how do you confirm that? The confirmatory test is those who have done it before you. Are we together? So ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at people who have gotten to where you've not gotten. I want to look at them as a blessing because they are confirming and affirming that that goal of becoming a platinum, that goal of being a top earner is valid and it's good. And it is realistic. You are not thinking out of the scope. Ladies and gentlemen, it turns, I think I can, into, if they did it, I can too. If they did it, I can also do what? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to benchmark others. I want you to look at them as what? As your North Star. I want you to look at them as people who are directing you. I want you to look at what I've created well. Do the same. The beauty with network marketing is it's only business where you're allowed to copy 100% what another person has done and will give the knowledge free. Ladies and gentlemen, number 2, it helps you to set clear targets. This is what I was talking about. That benchmarking gives you realistic milestones to aim for. And ladies and gentlemen, benchmarking also the saying that if top leaders enroll 10 new partners a month, you can make your progress against that standard. I want you to look at what have the people who have achieved what I want, what have they done to get there? How many people did they sponsor? How many people did they talk to? For me to become this, what do I need to do? Are you together? When we were starting Okata, I was benchmarking Mr. Elias in our previous seasons. I remembered when Mr. Elias became a Ruby Global something. This gentleman, we all woke up in excitement, but we ended up in disappointment. We ended up with giving up by the end of the day. You know why? That's the day we got to know what does it take to become a Ruby in that company. I know what happened. We realized we would never become. I remember Nicholas saying, "You know, Thompson, let us get back on Facebook, let us start calling people, and we start now building the Ruby structure." It was already late for the guy. Too late. We completed when we are not even put any of them, taking even the first step to making him a what? A Ruby. Because it was already late. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to do the same. If other people are doing this to get the success they have, I want you to look at that as a standard. Make it your standard. But do you know how you be better than them? Overstretch the standard. Overstretch the what? The standard. Benchmarking, ladies and gentlemen, also shows you, me as me, who is weak in this area. How do I cover up here? Some of us know, guys, do you know your strength? Your strength is not actually acting well where you are strong. Your strength is knowing your weakness and you master it. When I sit and accept that, you know what, I am not good at closing people, but then I say, well, since I'm not good, let me show you. I'll have 100 guests here. Some will join accidentally. Some will join because the other testimonies were good. Some will join because the one was beautiful. Some will join not because I'm good, because I brought enough numbers. I benchmarked. Are we together? Even ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at what have these leaders done. Let that be your what? Your standard. Are you together? And ladies and gentlemen are saying that it prevents shooting in the dark and gives you specific numbers that work or that you are to work towards. Ladies and gentlemen, as a distributor, as a member in the company, but not just as a participant, as someone who wants to be a great achiever, I want you to look at what have these other people done, so that you don't find you are working hard, and this is how you overcome. This is how you prevent. This is one of the prevention measures for burning out. For burning out. When I'm working but when I've benchmarked someone, ladies and gentlemen, I'll always know why I have failed, because I've not reached the what? The required standard. I've failed because you know what? I've not done this and this. Other people have done it, but me, I have not done it. Other people have got name list of 500 people. Me, my name list is 100 people. No frustration. You accept reality. Are you together? Other people, other leaders in the previous example, they gave an example of 10 partners per month. You will see, okay, me, how many have I done out of the 10? I've done 3. What does that mean? I need to do more people. Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, number 3, it helps you to identify the gaps in skills or systems that you are using. Comparing processes, not just results, reveals what you might be missing. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to look at the people who are your mentors. Look at people who have set the best for you. Look at the people who are at the top there. Ladies and gentlemen, don't look at their results, but look at what have they done, what processes, what systems are they using. Benchmark them. Maybe your follow-up method is weak, or maybe your presentation skills need what? Improvement. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, this is what you do. Do you want to be better? Do you want to be better? Oh, yes. Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to get this habit. We had that thing works for us. Guest speakers. Tell your neighbor, guest speakers. Guest speakers. If you see someone is shining, get them, invite them, let them come talk to you. There is something always. They are telling their people that they are doing with their people that you are not doing. There is always a missing piece. There is always something that, ladies and gentlemen, that is letting you down. That's leaving you out of the pack. And the only way you can be able to identify some of these missing skills, talents, information, work ethic, it's by looking at what are the processes, what is the program of this person. Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, you can model the how, not just envy the what. You can model the how, not just envy the what. Are you together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to use that envy of what this person has. I want you to envy the money that Hajara, that Jalia, that Mr. Silvara, that the Denises, that the Shamins have made and gotten out of the company. Out together. I want you to envy. Why not me? Why don't I have that money? Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to go and model what they are doing, so that you can get what they have. Out together. I want you to, ladies and gentlemen, at the point I was on this same stage and I was saying something. Sometimes, if you're going to be successful, you must have a very good selfish mentality. A good one, not a bad one. A good one. You can be selfish positively. Go and say, why is this person having the biggest sale? Let me go and work very hard and have the same sale. When does this person come for the morning training? When does this person do the inviting? I am going to come earlier. This guy has been doing 10 people. I am going to do 20 people. Now that is being selfish positive. You must have that element. There's a place in Kabale called Mohanga, where the Red Apoye comes from. If you reach that place, you might think you're in Kololo. Those are going to Kabale. If you reach a place called Mohanga, you might think you're in Kololo. I'm being honest with you. When you reach there, it's only mansions. Only mansions. Guys are now putting malls in the village where no one can even afford rent of 1.5 million, but they are putting them there. You know why? You put it, I also want it. You have a big house, I want a bigger house than yours. Your children, I remember some of them were studying together. I remember when we competed, some of us who are coming from the normal families, I go to the normal schools. These guys from the same place, man. I said, where is your child born? How much do you pay in school fees? I pay 1.5. That was the time of St. Lawrence. Those who remember back then, when St. Lawrence was on the right side. I am paying 1.5, 1.6, or 1.5. It's okay, no. Mine cannot go there. Mine has to go in a better school. You know at the end of I am paying fees in USA, I'm paying fees in Canada because I'm doing better than you. Now that is being selfish positive. You want good to come to you also. But by not putting the other person down, you do. And the funny thing is, they share businesses. You find the same business. All of them are supplying the same thing. All of them. Most of us feel the land as a supplier of what? Flour and maize. Everyone in Mohanga in one way or the other. Either he supplies maize or beans, but the same business they are in. And all of them. The one paying them is the same guy. But when they go back in the village, no, I want a better house. Some have demolished a good house, put a better house. Okay. Now that is what I want. I want you to say, if Shomim was able to get 55 million as an envelope, I am going to become a little bit to show you that I'm good. Altogether, you don't go and look at Shami as your enemy, as a bad person. No, you go and work harder. Altogether, when they say, I'm going to Sudan, I'm stopping in Juba, say, it's okay, go to Sudan. Let me even reach Khartoum, I'll even surpass you. You go to Juba, me I go to Khartoum. When he goes to Khartoum, say, it's okay, you go to Khartoum. You see, I'll go to Cairo. When he reaches there, I say, no, don't worry, I will cross the Red Sea. I want to go to Dubai. Are you together? When someone goes to Tanzania, don't say, why are you going to Tanzania? You wait for the bus to put you down. Anytime. Just keep waiting on the bus and see. One day that thing is going to happen. Don't say that. Go and say, you are stopping in Tanzania. I am going to Zambia. Are you together? When somebody says, I am in Zambia, don't go in Zambia and talk to 10, 20 people like he's talking to. Go and talk to 50 people. That's how you become better. That's how you get the same results that he is getting. That is what we call benchmarking. Number 4, ladies and gentlemen, is about it encourages healthy competition. It's what I was talking about. In a team, friendly competition can push people to stretch beyond their comfort zones. Healthy competition. Let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, when I was fighting to become like Anita and become an SC in 4 months, I became an SC in 3 months. Why? I said I'm going to work harder. Out here. Ladies and gentlemen, if someone is saying I'm making 20 euros per month, I want you to go and work harder. I want you to have friendly competition. Have more meetings. Have more meetings. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going to put you, when you benchmark, when you don't look at envying someone's what, and look at how they are doing, you are going to stretch beyond your normal limit. And ladies and gentlemen, when you look at the how of someone, it shows you what a human being is capable of doing. It shows you how powerful we are as human beings. It shows you how, if we choose to work, it shows you how far we can go as distributors. Ladies and gentlemen, if you as a distributor, you copy the how of someone, ladies and gentlemen, it's going to put you to another level. Why? It's going to stretch you beyond imagination. Ladies and gentlemen, recognition programs in MLM often use benchmarks to motivate everyone. Are we together? And the final benefit is it helps you to measure your growth over time. It helps you to measure your growth over time. Without benchmarks, it's easy to feel stuck, even when you are improving. And I'm saying that comparing yourself now to where you were 3, 6, or 12 months ago shows your real progress. Ladies and gentlemen, the moment you are benchmarking, the moment you are looking at other people as your yardsticks, you are looking at these people as your pace setters, ladies and gentlemen, it helps you to know, am I working or am not working? When I used to go to these gentlemen, when I used to go to these people who are better than me, it used to show me either I'm working hard or I'm not working hard. Either I'm doing well or I'm not doing well. Sometimes, ladies and gentlemen, we find ourselves burning out, thinking we are not moving, yet actually we are doing very well. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to look at these people you admire, your role models. Are we together? I want you to look at that saying, without benchmarking, it's easy to feel stuck. Go and look at these people. What are these people doing? It's going to help you, ladies and gentlemen, if you're progressing or not. But also remember the last point I talked about, whereby you must also evaluate yourself. You must also ask yourself, am I improving? Am I better than I was 3-6 months ago? Maybe 6 months ago, you were not good at presenting. Today you can present at least. I want you to celebrate that. 6 months ago, you were not good at closing. But you closed some people. That's very good. You are not stuck. You are progressing. You are improving. Ladies and gentlemen, 6 months ago, I want you to ask yourself, 12 months ago, maybe you were not sponsoring. Today, in the last 3 months, you've sponsored 4 people. That is progress. You can also always benchmark your skill. You can benchmark your work ethic. You can benchmark your progress. You also as a person. Are we together? Ladies and gentlemen, I want us to go out there. Let us look at what are people doing. What are the systems people are using? What are the processes people are going through to get where they are? Copy the same and paste in your business. Copy the same and paste in whatever you are doing. All together. And finally, ladies and gentlemen are saying that. The key here are saying that. Benchmark for learning and inspiration, not for self-criticism. Never feel bad that, ladies and gentlemen, people have left me. No one has left you. Never feel you are late. You are not late. Compared to what? Compared to who? You are in your own race with your own dreams, with your own goals. You are in a race with building your team, not another person's team. If another person's team, if they come and say, I've built a team of 300 people, it's okay, that is their team. I want you to tell yourself, I don't have 300, but I'm going to have a better team. I'm going to have a bigger team. Are you together? Don't allow your mind to be convinced that because someone is ahead of you, that you are weak. No, you are not weak. You are just not there. You just need to know what you need to change, and you'll get there. And I say, compare processes and habits, not just end results. Compare what other people are doing, not just what they have achieved, but what they are doing. And ladies and gentlemen, always adopt benchmarks to your own pace, resources, and market. Another thing, know where you are. Know where you are. Don't see as if putting in $1 million. I know someone putting $1 million. You'll be frustrated. I want you to know how much of the resources do I have. And let me be honest with you. What you have is always enough. What you have is always enough. The person who's putting in $1 million today, one day at a point, they were putting in 1 soda. The person who's putting in tickets of 270,000, at a point, they were putting in 10K only. The person who's taking their people to hotels, one point, they were buying bottles of water from the canteen down. Ladies and gentlemen, people who are going districts today, going countries today, one day, they were in one day alone. I want you to start from where they started from. Don't start from where they are today. Start from where they started from. Are we together? That's what we mean by adapt benchmarks to your own pace, to your own resources, and to your own market. All you need to do is copy the process and habits. What they are doing in those areas, what they're investing in those areas, invest where you are at your level. When I joined in our previous business, I joined Nicholas. Yesterday I was talking to him. I joined Nicholas when he had already made over 72 million. When Tom was setting up in this business. I joined when the guy was already a rich guy. I joined when the team was very huge. He had opened up his own training center when I signed up. He was my very good friend. But this is what I used to tell him every afternoon. Man, oh, now I'm going to sing. I know people will sing. You understand that? You have those who are making phone calls with you. Me, the only phone calls which are made by me. So you can go and talk to your people. Allow me to sit there and do what? And make my calls. You can go and do whatever you want to do in those hotels. It is okay. Me, I am not there. This is where I am. Do you know what I was trying to avoid? I wanted to avoid burnout. I wanted to avoid frustration. I wanted to avoid disappointment. I wanted to avoid expanding prematurely. I wanted to avoid expanding prematurely. Guys, have business in Kampala. Let that business launch you to another market. Let that business support you in another market. Let that business, ladies and gentlemen, be your base on which you're going to launch all the other markets. Are we together? Otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much, and may the Almighty God bless you. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to invite